Hi, welcome back to Valley News Live. We're taking a look down south at the Dakota Magic Skycam, where we have a little bit of a wind, about 5 to 15 miles an hour for most of us, and we have some first alert weather days coming up on Thursday and Friday. But first, we're dealing with some snow right now, so let's take a look at that first before we get there. That snow is kind of confined down in that southeastern corner of North Dakota, mostly out of our area, but it's going to continue pushing its way to the east and to the north. It has some pretty dry air to contend with, so those flakes aren't quite making it all the way down to the surface, though they will as we move later on in the afternoon. So let's take a look at that. Now, as we move toward that evening commute, we'll finally start to see that snow cross that I-94 corridor, but still, for the most part, the heaviest snow is confined down in that southeastern corner. Now we'll have temperatures much warmer in the east, temperatures near 30 for folks in the east, but temperatures up in the single digits for folks in the Devil's Lake Basin. Now as we're headed off to bed, that snow will be crossing the Red River, impacting a lot of folks along that Highway 200 and Highway 2 corridors, as well as I-94 and places south. Now as we move overnight into that morning commute period, here we are just before that, about 4:15 in the morning, most of the snow has crossed the Red River, and folks in North Dakota can finally be done with that snow. Now, as we look at the snow totals for that morning drive, we're looking at a lot of places seeing 2 to 4 inches, particularly in North Dakota. Some pockets could see a little more, 3 to 6 inches, and even more isolated locations could see a little bit more than that. Now, as we move into our commute on Wednesday, only folks in the far east will be dealing with that snow. And behind it, we're going to have some pretty breezy winds bringing some colder air out of the north, though temperatures around lunchtime tomorrow won't be all that bad. Some 30s for folks in the east and some teens for folks in the west. Right up and down the Red River, we're seeing temperatures in the mid-20s. Now, by that evening commute on Wednesday, that snow should be mostly done, mostly out of the area, and a little bit of some north breeze for folks in the west, and some patchy fog and some blowing snow could reduce visibilities at that time. Now, as we're headed off to bed, we could even see some clear skies behind me, and we'll be dealing with no more snow, at least at that point. So by that evening commute, most of the area will see about 2 to 4 inches of snow. Some places could see a little more, 3 to 6 inches, where you see these darker blues. And again, the James River Valley is that hot spot where they could see a little bit more. So now let's take a look at that Thursday, Friday snow, a bit more widespread, a bit more significant, as it is a 2-day event. So here we are, that morning commute on Thursday. Much of the area seeing widespread snow, continuing all the way into that evening commute, where that snow will be even heavier. And then overnight into that Friday morning commute, that snow will start to be tapering off as it moves off to the east. We should be done with it by that evening commute. Now, a look at that area of greatest risk of 5 or more inches is a lot of folks in North Dakota. Not many places in Minnesota, but we have some snow to get through on Tuesday and Wednesday, as well as Thursday and Friday, as well as Saturday, before we throw those clocks forward an hour for the beginning of daylight saving time, with temperatures near 30 into next week as well. Temperatures in those upper 20s. So.
Yeah, it seems like it came up so fast, daylight saving time.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Thanks so much.